Picture walking down a quiet Chicago street, surrounded by modern skyscrapers, and suddenly coming face to face with an earth-shatteringly stunning Gilded Age mansion. Believe it or not, rather than simply using your time in Chi-Town to visit Soldier Field or stock up on loading hot dogs, you can visit the homes we're about to show today. We're talking about mansions so incredible they make today's luxury homes look like starter houses, because back in the 1800s, Chicago's richest families weren't just wealthy. They were wealthy enough to build mini-castles right in the middle of the city. In today's episode, we'll take you on a tour through homes Chicago's most powerful families lived in when money was no object, as we describe the top 6 Gilded Age mansions of Chicago that you can visit today. Number 1. The Kimball House. Nestled along Concord's prestigious Millionaires Row, the Kimball Jenkins estate emerges as a crowning jewel of 19th-century architectural splendor. Commissioned by Samuel Sparhawk Kimball and brought to life by Worcester-based firm Cutting and Holman between 1877 and 1882, this New Hampshire landmark bears the imprint of 6 generations of the influential Kimball family, whose roots trace back to pre-revolutionary America. The mansion's Victorian silhouette commands attention with its masterful fusion of brick and granite construction. Rising from manicured grounds, the estate's European-inspired turrets and graceful arches create a chateau-like profile that exemplifies the period's most sophisticated architectural elements. The exterior's intricate stonework serves as a prelude to the treasures within, highlighting the impeccable craftsmanship that defines this Gilded Age masterpiece. Step inside, and the mansion reveals a symphony of artisanal details that captivate the modern eye. Frescoed ceilings float above rooms adorned with hand-carved wood paneling, while light streams through jewel-toned stained glass windows, casting prismatic patterns across marble fireplaces. Each space tells a story of meticulous design and unparalleled artistry, offering visitors an intimate glimpse into America's golden era of residential architecture. In a brilliant second act orchestrated by Carolyn Jenkins, the estate's final heir, this architectural gem has evolved into a vibrant cultural institution. Following Jenkins' passing in 1981, her vision transformed the property into the Kimball Jenkins School of Art, where more than 1,300 students annually pursue their creative passions. The historic outbuildings now house contemporary art studios and exhibition spaces, while the mansion's grand rooms serve as an inspiring backdrop for classes in drawing, painting, ceramics, and sculpture, breathing new life into this enduring symbol of New England's artistic heritage. Number 2. The Nickerson Mansion. Rising majestically from its Chicago address, the Nickerson Mansion stands as an extraordinary embodiment of Gilded Age grandeur. Built in 1883 for banking magnate Samuel L. Nickerson, this architectural tour de force, designed by the celebrated Edward Burling, exemplifies high Victorian eclecticism at its most magnificent. With construction costs reaching $450,000, approximately $100 million today, the mansion immediately established itself as one of America's most luxurious private residences. The structure's commanding presence derives from its masterful fusion of French Renaissance and aesthetic movement influences. True to its sobriquet, the Marble Palace, the mansion showcases 8 varieties of marble and alabaster throughout its refined spaces. A spectacular Tiffany glass dome crowns the interior, while each room below features distinct parquet patterns that dance across the floors. The decorative program weaves together Italian marble, virtuosic wood carving, and ornamental tiles that reflect both Moorish and Japanesque aesthetics. In 2003, the mansion entered an exciting new chapter when preservation visionary Richard H. Dryhouse acquired and painstakingly restored the property. Now operating as the Richard H. Dryhouse Museum, this cultural jewel opened its doors to the public in 2008, celebrating the preservation of classical Gilded Age design. Today, visitors encounter a stunning collection that spans American and European decorative arts from the late 19th and early 20th centuries, including original Nickerson-era furnishings, Art Nouveau masterpieces, and signature works by Louis Comfort Tiffany. The transformation into a museum has elevated this architectural masterwork into one of Chicago's premier cultural destinations. Art and design enthusiasts flock to explore its sumptuous interiors, studying the period's innovative architectural solutions while surrounded by exceptional decorative objects. The museum's dynamic programming, featuring concerts, lectures, and family events, brings the splendor and sophistication of the Gilded Age to contemporary audiences. For connoisseurs and casual visitors alike, the Nickerson Mansion offers an immersive journey into American architectural excellence. Its historical importance, coupled with world-class collections and engaging cultural programs, creates an unforgettable window into our nation's most opulent era. Each visit reveals new details in this exquisitely preserved slice of American history, making it an essential destination for anyone seeking to understand the artistic achievements of the Gilded Age. Number 3. The Glessner House. Along Chicago's historic Prairie Avenue stands the masterful Glessner House, commissioned by International Harvester Company magnate John J. Glessner. Completed in 1887, this architectural tour de force represents the culminating vision of Henry Hobson Richardson, whose untimely death came shortly after designing what would become one of America's most innovative urban residences. The home brilliantly embodies Richardson's signature Romanesque style, where rugged strength meets sophisticated design principles. Rising from its prestigious address, the mansion commands attention with its formidable Braggville granite exterior. Richardson's genius reveals itself in the interplay of deep-set windows, dramatic Romanesque arches, and substantial stone lintels that create an almost medieval presence on the Chicago streetscape. Perhaps the architect's most brilliant stroke was the south-facing courtyard, a private oasis shielded from public view that floods the interior with natural light while maintaining the family's privacy, revolutionizing urban residential design of the period. Step inside, however, and the fortress-like exterior gives way to spaces of remarkable warmth and refinement. Richardson's masterful interior design scheme showcases rich wood paneling, gleaming brass fixtures, and carefully selected arts and crafts wallpapers that reflect the Glessner's sophisticated aesthetic sensibilities. The dining room emerges as the home's piece de résistance, featuring exceptional oak-paneled walls and custom furnishings by A.H. Davenport and Company. The show-stopping oak sideboard and magnificent 18-seat dining table exemplify the seamless marriage of beauty and function that defines the entire residence. Now operating as a museum and National Historic Landmark, the Glessner House offers visitors an extraordinary window into America's Gilded Age. With its remarkable collection of original furnishings and family artifacts, generously donated by Glessner descendants, the museum creates an immersive journey through late 19th century high society. Expert guides lead visitors through the architectural innovations and daily life of this remarkable household. The museum's dynamic programming brings the cultural richness of the 1800s into dialogue with contemporary audiences through concerts, culinary demonstrations, and specialized exhibitions. For architecture enthusiasts and history lovers alike, the Glessner House presents an unparalleled opportunity to experience one of America's most significant residential designs. Beyond its architectural importance, the Glessner House captivates visitors through its power to transport them into Chicago's Golden Age. As both a masterwork of American architecture and a perfectly preserved slice of Gilded Age life, it stands as an essential destination for anyone seeking to understand the intersection of innovation and elegance in American residential design. Number 4. The McCormick Mansion. Perched majestically on historic grounds, the McCormick Mansion embodies the extraordinary legacy of America's agricultural revolutionaries. This architectural masterpiece, once home to Cyrus McCormick Jr., tells the story of a family whose mechanical reaper transformed farming forever. The elder McCormick's invention catalyzed an agricultural renaissance, enabling unprecedented crop yields and laying the cornerstone for America's industrial emergence. The mansion's commanding beaux-arts architecture speaks the language of late 19th century grandeur, with every element carefully orchestrated to create an atmosphere of refined sophistication. Towering columns anchor the facade, while elaborate balustrades trace elegant lines against the sky. A spectacular entrance portal welcomes visitors beneath gracefully arched windows and doorways, their rhythmic placement highlighting the perfect symmetry so prized in French neoclassical design. Each ornamental detail contributes to a harmonious whole that perfectly captured the family's prominence in American society. As president of the McCormick Harvesting Machine Company, Cyrus McCormick Jr. expanded upon his father's pioneering vision. Under his leadership, the company's innovations continued to reshape American agriculture, accelerating the nation's trajectory toward industrialization and urban growth. The mansion stands as an architectural chronicle of this pivotal era, when technological advancement and social transformation reshaped the American landscape. In its contemporary role as an events venue, the McCormick Mansion continues to captivate visitors while honoring its distinguished heritage. The property's grand interiors and sweeping grounds now host everything from intimate gatherings to large-scale celebrations, allowing new generations to experience its timeless elegance. Each event adds another chapter to the mansion's ongoing story, ensuring its cultural relevance in modern Chicago. For today's visitors, the McCormick Mansion offers a rare confluence of architectural magnificence and historical significance. Design enthusiasts marvel at its masterful execution of beaux-arts principles, while history lovers discover the compelling narrative of American innovation within its walls. Through thoughtful preservation and adaptive use, this architectural jewel maintains its position as one of Chicago's most significant landmarks, bridging past and present with enduring grace. Number 5. The Keith House. Along Prairie Avenue's storied corridor rises the magnificent Keith House, commissioned by Chicago business titan Elbridge G. Keith. After arriving from Barra, Vermont in 1857, Keith ascended to prominence in both retail and banking, while simultaneously shaping the city's educational landscape through his influential role on the Chicago Board of Education. Channeling the romantic grandeur of France's Loire Valley Chateau, this architectural masterpiece captures the imagination with its dramatic silhouette. Soaring towers, crowned with conical caps, pierce the sky, while masterfully executed stonework and ornamental carvings transform the facade into a sculptural triumph. The steep pitch of the slate roof, punctuated by elegant chimneys and graceful arched fenestration, creates a profile of unmistakable European nobility adapted perfectly for America's Midwest. Beyond its impressive threshold, the interior unfolds as a showcase of Gilded Age refinement. A show-stopping grand staircase sweeps upward in an elegant spiral, drawing the eye through the vertical space. The walls, wrapped in rich wood paneling, provide a dignified backdrop for daily life, while overhead, elaborate frescoes dance across the ceilings, each room revealing a new artistic discovery. These carefully choreographed elements combine to create spaces that balance magnificence with intimate comfort. In its current incarnation as Chicago's premier event venue, the Keith House continues to dazzle visitors while preserving its historical significance. Modern celebrations find their perfect setting within these storied walls, where contemporary gatherings unfold beneath century-old architectural splendor. The thoughtful adaptation allows each generation to forge its own connection with this remarkable space. The preservation of the Keith House represents more than architectural conservation. It embodies the continuous thread of Chicago's cultural narrative. As couples exchange vows and milestone moments unfold within its elegant rooms, this French-inspired mansion maintains its vital role in the city's social fabric. Here, beneath soaring towers and ornate ceilings, past and present merge in a harmonious celebration of timeless design and enduring grace. Number 6. The Ransom Cable House. Rising gracefully from its Chicago address, the Ransom Cable House stands as an extraordinary fusion of industrial power and architectural artistry. Built between 1885 and 1886 by the celebrated firm Cobb and Frost, this urban palace served as home to one of America's railway barons, Ransom Reed Cable, whose leadership of the Chicago, Rock Island and Pacific Railway helped forge vital connections across America's expanding frontier. The mansion emerges as a quintessential expression of Queen Anne aesthetics, where Victorian sensibilities reach their most dramatic heights. Soaring turrets punctuate a complex roofline, while steep gables create a dynamic silhouette against the Chicago sky. The architects orchestrated an intricate dance of materials, wedding brick and stone, in a textural symphony that exemplifies the style's romantic spirit. Each architectural element contributes to a picturesque composition that captures the imagination of passing admirers. Within its walls, the Cable House reveals spaces of remarkable sophistication. Masterfully crafted fireplaces anchor each principal room, their elaborate woodwork showcasing the period's finest artisanship. Jewel-toned stained glass windows filter sunlight into richly appointed interiors, creating an ever-changing play of color across gleaming wood floors. These carefully preserved details speak to an era when domestic architecture reached new heights of refinement. Now, serving as the distinguished headquarters of Drexel House Capital Management, the mansion demonstrates how historical preservation can harmonize with contemporary function. Thoughtful restoration has maintained the building's architectural integrity while adapting its spaces for modern business needs. The transformation ensures this architectural treasure remains a vital part of Chicago's urban fabric. Though its interior spaces are no longer open for public tours, the Cable House continues to captivate architecture enthusiasts and casual observers alike. Its perfectly maintained exterior offers a masterclass in Queen Anne design, while its very presence reminds us of Chicago's central role in America's industrial emergence. In its evolution from private residence to corporate headquarters, the mansion exemplifies how architectural preservation can bridge past and present, creating spaces that honor history while embracing the future. And now, we'd love to see you in the comments. Have you been to any of these iconic Windy City estates? Or could you be planning a trip to one soon? We can't wait to hear from you. And with that said, thanks for joining us for another episode of Old Money Mansions. And cheers, until next time.